Hello YouTube! We're on the Real Programming channel. I'm its host, my name is Andrei. I greet you, welcome on my channel. This is our 9th lesson. It's about HTML and JavaScript, and we'll talk about how JavaScript interacts with your page. Okay, let's go talk about this. JavaScript and HTML are two different things. HTML is markup and JavaScript is a code. So how do you get JavaScript to interact with the markup in your page? You use the document object model. This is your browsers. First, when you load a page into a browser, the browser parses the HTML and creates an internal model of your document that contains all the documents of your HTML markup. We call this document object model, which you can ask to tell you anything about the structure or content of your page. We call this the DOM for short. And second, your JavaScript can interact with the DOM to get access to the element and the content in them. JavaScript can also use the DOM to create to remove elements among a number of other things we'll be getting to. And 3. When JavaScript modifies the DOM, the browser updates the page dynamically, so you see new content on your page. It's about reading, reacting to and changing the DOM. That JavaScript can be used to write interactive web pages, apps. This book will show you how to bake your very own DOM. And don't forget, remember, you will find all the code and materials of this lesson under this video in the description, link to Google Drive. Let's take some markup and create a DOM for it. Here is a simple recipe for doing that. Ingredients: one well-formatted HTML5 page, one or more web browsers. Instructions: first, start by creating a document node at the top. 2. Next, take the top level element of your HTML page, in our case the HTML element, call it the current element, and add it as a child of the document. And 3. For each element instead, in the current element, add that element as a child of the current element in the DOM. And 4. Return to 3. For each element you just edit and repeat until you are out of elements. We already filled this DOM for you. Turn the page to see the finished DOM. A first state of the DOM. The beauty of the document object model is that it gives us a consistent way across all browsers to gain access to the structure and content of the HTML from code. That's huge, and we're going to see how all that works in a sec. Back to our example. If you follow the recipe for creating a DOM, you'll end up with a structure like the one below. Every DOM has a document object at the top and then a tree complete with branches and leaf nodes for each of the elements in the HTML markup. Let's take a closer look. We compare the structure to a tree because a tree is a data structure that comes from computer science. Document is also like the root of an upside-down tree. Document is always at the top. Document is a special part of the tree that you can use in JavaScript to get access to the entire DOM. These are like the branches of the tree. There's like the leaves of the tree because there are no elements inside them, just text. The DOM includes the content of the page as well as the elements. We don't always show all the text content when we draw the DOM, but it's there. Now that we have a DOM, we can examine or alter it in any way we want. Exercise: be the browser. Your job is to act like you're the browser. You need to parse the HTML and build your very own DOM from it. Go ahead and parse the HTML to the right and draw your DOM below. We already started it for you. Check your answers with our solution at the end of this chapter in the next lesson. This is our code. Draw your DOM here, like this. And HTML5 is from MERS, JavaScript is from Venus, a practical guide for improving communication and getting what you want from your web pages. Or how two totally different technologies hooked up. HTML and JavaScript are from different planets for sure. The proof: HTML's DNA is made of declarative markup that allows you to describe a set of nested elements that make up your pages. JavaScript, on the other hand, is made a pure algorithmic genetic material meant for describing computations. Are they so far apart they can't even communicate? Of course not, because they have something in common. The DOM to the DOM JavaScript are communicate with your page and vice versa. There are a few ways to make this happen, but for now let's concentrate on one. It's a little wormhole of shorts that allows JavaScript to get access to any element, and it's called getElementById. Let's see how it works. Let's start with the DOM. Here is a simple DOM. It's got a few HTML paragraphs, each with an ID identifying it as the green, red or blue planet. Each paragraph has some text as well. Of course, there is a head element too, but we left the details out to keep things simpler. Now, let's use JavaScript to make things more interesting. Let's say we want to change the green planet's text from all is well to red alert, hit by Fraser fire. Down the road you might want to do something like this based on user actions or even based on data from a web service. But we'll get to all that. For now, let's just get the green planet text updated. To do that, we need the element with an ID of green planet. Here is some code that does that. Remember, the document represents the entire page in your browsers and containing the complete DOM. So, we can ask it to do things like find an element with a specific ID. Here's we're asking the document to get us an element by finding the element that matches the given ID. GetElementById green planet returns the paragraph element corresponding to green planet, and then the JavaScript code can do all sorts of interesting things with it. And once getElementById gives you an element, you already do something with it. Like change its text to red alert hit by Fraser fire. To do that, we typically assign the element to a variable so we can refer to the element throughout our code. Let's do that and then change the text. We assign the element to a variable named planet. Here is our call to getElementById, which seeks all out the green planet elements in the return set, and then our code we can now just use the variable planet to refer to our element. We can use the inner HTML property of our planet element to change the content of the element. We'll talk more about properties of elements shortly. We change the content of the green planet element to our new text, which result in the DOM and your page being updated with the new text. And changes to the DOM are reflected in the browser's rendering of the page, so you see the paragraph change to contain the new content. And exercise. Here is a DOM with a secret message hidden in it. Evaluate the code below to reveal a secret. The answer is upside down on this page. Our solution will be in the next lesson. Okay, write the element each line of code. Select as well as the content of the element to reveal the secret message. Okay. Test drive the planet. We will talk about this in the next lesson, and this is our 9th lesson about JavaScript is over and HTML. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, please. Put likes, share with friends, and don't forget, remember, please, comment, meditate, do exercise, read more books, drink more water for the brains, eat fruit, and that's all. Thank you. Bye.